All right. So the card that you got, now don't be alarmed. Let's just start off with that. You get that. Hey.
There we are.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me today.
Of course. Anytime.
I appreciate it. I'm just moving this up a little bit because I feel like is my head getting cut out a little bit? I feel like I'm getting cut out a little bit.
A little bit. After you lean in, yeah. But
move it up. I'm just going to move it.
We can still see your face. That's the important part.
Yes. The face is the main thing, right? Okay. There we go. I think it's a little better, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate this. I know that we had connected and you had reached out and you had wanted to do this. So I really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun little journey. We'll see what kind of information comes up along the way. I know that you have watched me do this with a few of the queens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you kind of know the drill. You kind of know how it goes. So I'm going to just start to, once we get started, I'll start to connect. I'll provide some information. Some of it might be somewhat remedial. Some of it might be a little bit more in depth. Some of it might be about past, might be about your future, might be messages about what you need to pay attention to moving forward into your life. Just keep an open mind, keep an open heart. And I always say, try not to be guarded. You know, you got to let the guard down in order for everything to flow pretty good and naturally. Have you ever had a reading before?
I have not.
Okay.
So this will be the first one. So this
your
will be
first one?
Yeah.
And you're doing it live yet on top of that, right? So, whoa, hello, here we go.
I know, right? It'll be crazy.
There's nothing to be
fading in and out, just back through.
I hope you have a little bit of alcohol with you, but I'm just going to be honest. They won't give me anything that they don't want you to hear, so you'll be good to go. I think you'll be
Okay.
I think you'll be fine. So we'll see what kind of information comes through. And like I said, just say yes, no, maybe so, you know, whatever you feel you're getting or understand. All right?
Okay.
Any questions for me before I get started?
Nope.
Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll pull some cards for people at the end, and we'll kind of just take it from there. Whoever's on wants a card, we'll pull a card. It'll be a good time. Anybody that you want to invite on your Instagram before we get started that you want to click away at?
I think everybody is coming and or on their way. So I think we're good. I hit everybody up right before I joined.
Okay, perfect. I just want to see one more person that I think I want to reach out to. So just give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. Good. I think we're pretty much good here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Okay, we're going to get started. So I'm going to ask you, Luxury, if you will allow me to connect with you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So as I do so, like I said, and if you watch, I don't always look directly into the camera. I tend to glare off a little bit because I just need to connect. So I'll just see what information starts to come through. So the first thing that I'm already hearing right off the top of my mind is that you are someone who has a lot of different aliases. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like they're telling me that you have different aliases, and aliases to me means names. So you go by multiple different names in your life, I feel like. And I feel like it's not only possibly in drag, but also in your normal life as well. They're saying many, many names, many, many names. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't understand the reasoning for this, but I just feel like they're saying that, well, I feel like your first, like, so weird. I don't even think you go by your first original name. So I feel like your first name is handed down. Does that make sense? Or is it a name that's passed down? Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's like you have, I'm getting like 4 names almost that you go by. Like you could go by 4 names almost. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's very interesting. But I feel like you're not the only one in your family that does this. I feel like there's a few people in your family that have multiple names, but don't always go by their original name. Like they'll like take a portion of their name and go by that. Does that also make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And I want to say that I'm being drawn to you like in the beginning of the year, so I feel like you would have celebrated a birthday probably like 2 or 3 months ago. Does that also make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And we're creeping up. I feel like we're creeping up to a milestone birthday. So when I say milestone, I'm either thinking it's going to be like an even number, like a 20, 30, 40, 50, or a 25, 35, 45, or 55. So are you creeping up to one of those?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You don't have to give the number, but as long as we know that you're on the right direction, that's the main thing. We don't want to call anybody out on their age. All right. So I know that you live in California, but I want to say that what I'm getting is that you're not originally from California. So I am being drawn to somewhere in the central part of the United States or the Midwest area. All right. And I feel like I want to go down to like Kentucky or even a little bit more south where you would be. So I feel like it's Kentucky, Tennessee, we're going down to like Alabama. We're somewhere in that area, which is where I feel like you live. All right. And I feel like you've moved around a little bit within that state throughout your life as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There was definitely a pull, though. I feel like since you were younger, I'm hearing that since you were younger, you always felt like you were not always going to be there, though. Like you felt a pull to move somewhere bigger and better that was going to be able to give you what you needed to propel you to what you desire. Does that also make sense? Because I do feel like when you were younger, I feel like growing up was not always the easiest for you. Does that make sense? Because I do feel struggle for you growing up. I do feel like you did struggle as a child, and I felt like you needed to do certain things to blend in. And I'm getting something like you, I feel like what I'm hearing is that you did things to blend in, and by this, I feel it's like you, how can I put this, what they're showing me? You like, took on maybe like a character, but not so much like a drag character, but you might have done things to just make people kind of understand you better or say things for people would understand you better. Does that make sense? Okay. Because I do feel like the road was rough for you, and you felt and you knew that you're already getting there, right? It's already hitting you deep a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so like I feel like the road was rough for you growing up. And this is another reason why you knew that you needed to pull yourself out of here. Because I feel like that state really was not going to serve you to your highest good. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But I still feel that there is still a strong tie to this state as well. So I do feel a lot of family connected to this state. Does that make sense? I'm being drawn. I mean, I've gone here several times. I'm being drawn again. I don't know if it's like Louisville, Kentucky, or Nashville area, but I'm being drawn to one of these areas where I just feel like I'm being pulled to, but you're somewhere in this area, okay? I feel strong connection with mom, and I feel like mom really had to do a lot on her own when you were younger. Does that make sense? And I am feeling also one of two with you, so I do feel like there is another, but I do feel somewhat of a stronger age gap. So I do feel like there is another sibling, but there is an age gap between the two of you that's kind of distant. Does that make sense? I feel that you miss family strongly, though. I feel like your heart belongs with your family, and I feel a very strong connection energetically with mom. Does that make sense to you? All right, so I do feel like it's not only from you to mom, but from mom also back to you, where there's always a very strong missing or time apart, and that there's always like a longing for family or longing to be with each other. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Mom has a very caring personality. I feel like she provided and did the best that she could for raising. I'm getting for raising, you know what I mean? I'm getting single mother for a portion of her life. Does that make sense to you? Okay, where she really did a lot on her own. Okay, I don't feel single now. I do feel either remarried or in partnership now. Does that make sense for mom?
Yes.
Okay. I do feel like she's finally happy as well. So I do feel happiness around her. So they're showing me hearts around mom. So I do feel like she did find happiness, all right? I'm getting an S for this individual. Does his name begin with the letter S?
Yes.
Okay. I'm also getting an S for the month that he was born in. Do you understand if he would have been born in a month with the letter S?
Not that. Oh, him or her?
Him.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting an S. So if there's only 1 month with the letter S, I'm getting September. For her though, I'm getting like a star birthday with her, where the month and the day are the same. Would you understand that for mom?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. So I have an 11 on my arm, so I'm being drawn to the 11th. So I feel like an 11 is very important for mom. Do you understand that for mom?
Yes.
Okay. I feel brother. They're showing me hearts again for brother. Hearts. Would you understand the hearts for your brother?
Uh-huh.
Because I do feel brother energy, so I feel hearts are important for him. I feel that you are close, but I also feel somewhat of a disconnection between the two of you. I don't know if there's like now a little bit of a misunderstanding between the two of you, or that maybe the communication isn't as strong as it was when you were, I guess, when he was younger, or you might have been younger. So I feel like you are okay when you're together, but I don't feel like the connection is as strong as it is with mom. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
I feel movement with you. So I feel like an escape for you, especially when younger, would have been something with movement. So it could be gymnastics, it could be dance, it could be something of that nature. So I feel like you are someone who would have done this and still does partake in this, because I feel like you still like to move your body even now when you're out and about. Does that also make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. I feel mom worries about you a lot.
Yes.
I get like concern, like she worries about you. I get sometimes a little bit of a sleepless night situation with her. As you know, as connected as you are, I feel like I feel from her, like she says that you put her through the ringer a little bit, though. You know what I mean? Like she worries because you do put her through it a little bit. I feel there's an animal. Well, actually, I feel multiple animals. I feel dogs. Do you have dogs? Do you have more than one dog? I'm getting more than one dog. I'm getting more than 2 dogs.
Yes.
Okay. Do 2 of the dogs begin with the same letter?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm hearing that you broke the cycle with the latest dog. The latest one broke the cycle. It should have been a T and it's not a T. I'm getting T, 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 T. And they're like, it should have been a T and it's not a T. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. I get tiny with this dog too. Do you understand tiny? Dark and tiny. Okay. So I want to talk about hardship and struggles that I feel as well that I'm picking up on. So I feel like it's been rough for you. I'm getting like over the 3 to 5 years, it's been a struggle for you. You've been trying to find your way. I really feel like since you've moved to California, it's been a struggle, and I feel a lot of movement with you throughout finding a place to be grounded. Does that make sense to you? So I feel like I'm getting something like hopping.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? Okay, like home hopping. And I feel like you've worked your way through California too. So I do feel like you have been from the center and you worked your way down kind of, or out west. But I'm getting like from center down. I do feel financial hardship. And there's been highs and lows throughout your entire life. But I do feel like it's been a little bit more of low moments than it has been of high moments. Does that make sense for you as well?
Yes.
Okay. Would you also understand I'm getting something where I feel like you might have had issues at a point in your life with, I'm going to say with like the law to a certain degree.
One more time?
The law. Like the law. Do you understand? Like, have you had some issues or some stunts where you might have had a court appearance, or you might have had, okay, because I'm getting something where there's law or court involved or police interaction. I get loneliness also with you. So I feel like a lot of it for you is about putting on a facade, and I feel like this has been something you've done since you were a child. And it's putting on a facade and putting on a face, but I do feel loneliness with you. And I feel it's a deep desire of wanting to fit in or to just really show people who you really, really are And I feel like you're misunderstood, or people don't understand you. And it could be just the representation, or it could be a miscommunication of the presentation. But does that make sense to you? Okay. And I feel it's because of creativity with you. I feel like you are so here creatively to a certain degree, where when people are so creatively diverse, I feel like it can sometimes affect people understanding you or the way that you might portray yourself. Okay, and I feel like that could be where that's coming in a little bit. But I'm hearing about communication. So I feel that there's something with throat chakra, where with you, it's about communicating a little bit better, or speaking really the truth or your feelings more vocally, so people understand where you're coming from. Because I feel like it's all here, like kind of gummed up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you mask it, like, you know what I mean? You surround yourself in a nightlife type of situation, or you go out and you have these long nighters or these banters. Okay, it's just because it's a way for you to kind of escape and get your mind out of what current situations are. So it's like easier to live in a wonderland than it is to have to actually be in a reality and have to deal with it. Do you understand what I mean by that as well? Does that all make sense to you? Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to chime in with luxury before I move forward with anything else? Because I do feel like I'm getting some other information, but I wanted to see if you want to just chime in on anything so far.
No, you're like right on top of everything. Like,
okay.
Yeah, you're completely like dead on, like
okay.
down to the letters of the dogs' names. Like, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you understand and you're validating all of this.
Yes.
I think with you, it has to do a lot with balance. I'm getting the scales. You know, I'm a Libra, so they're showing me the scales. And I think balance is a really key feature for you. So I think what you need to do is really start to figure out a way to get more grounded and get more balance when you bring more balance into your life. And I think it's about aligning yourself as well. I mean, I'm not going to go into a chakra training, but I'm just going to say that we have all of these points in our body that need to be aligned for us to really be able to open ourselves up to receiving and being in full unity of centering. And I just feel like there might be some off-centering. Okay, so it's just really about working on that. And I think that will definitely help you tremendously, all right? So there is a woman that I feel is here. There's two people that are coming around. So we'll do one and then we'll do another, okay?
Okay.
So the first person I feel like also goes by like multiple names, and I'm seeing M&M's. So I feel like her name is MM. Would you understand that?
Okay.
All right. I do feel like this is probably a grandmother, and I want to go to mom's side. Do you understand that as well?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be mom's mom. This would be your grandmother. Mm-hmm. Would you understand an M and an M? But she didn't go by her first name. I think she went by her middle name a lot. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
She's telling me that you are very, very close in celebration. So when I hear that in my head, that would mean that your birthdays are very, very close or very, very centered. Do you understand? So I feel like her birthday would be literally right around your birthday. So if you are, 2 or 3 months ago, I'm going into like April, May, she would be also April, May. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And it's weird because she's telling me as your birthdays are together, her passing is very close to your brother. Does that make sense as well? Okay. She really was tremendously loved. I felt that she had a very good connection with your mother, and I feel like your mother is still healing from this. I do get that she has been passed, I want to say 8 to 10 years. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Okay, and I still feel like every day your mother still reaches out, still is trying to connect with her, trying to, reach out to her, ask for advice, okay? I do get somewhat of a matriarch feeling with her as well. Would you understand that? So I do feel like she was the grandma. I get that she was like fun, and she had some humor to her as well. Would you understand that she was slightly humorous?
Mm-hmm.
She's around you. She's around you a lot, and I think that what she's trying to do is she was a very, I feel like she was a very stable woman. Does that make sense to you? So I feel like she really had her life together, or she was very, very, okay, she was like very grounded and very stable. And I feel like she's trying to work with you to get you to this level as well, because it's like really, really important. And I think that she feels somewhat of your pain. She's telling me that you're scattered. You're scattered. You're trying to find direction. You're trying to find your, like, not yourself, but like just a focus point, and she's trying to help you with this. So I feel like it's important for you to, and I don't know how close you were. She's saying that you were close, though, that you interacted with her a lot. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
I just read that quickly.
Right.
Okay. She has a message for mom. So I don't know if your mom is watching or not, but the message for mom is that she hears her. Like, she hears your mom, all right? And that nothing goes unheard. Nothing goes unheard. So just because she may not feel her around her, just know that everything is heard, okay? And that to continue to talk to her, continue to talk to her. She had a great love. I get love, like a tremendous amount of loving energy around her as well. Would you understand that from her?
Yeah.
Okay. And something with flowers or gardening. I don't know if she liked flowers or she liked gardening or she liked to be outside a lot, but there's something about outside and nature and gardening. Who's Alan?
My father.
Okay. She just mentioned this guy's name. I don't think she liked him very much. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. She's saying to me that, well, she's saying wild child. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Live life on the edge. Live life kind of no regret. Doesn't really care about, I get something more about worrying about himself or his own satisfaction and his needs first above everybody else's as well. Does that also make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just seeing an image of Sebastian Bach. Do you even know who Sebastian Bach is?
Yes.
Okay. That's what they're showing. Like, that's what your grandmother is showing me, like an image of Sebastian Bach. And that's kind of like what I get from this guy. I do get remarried with him, though. Is he remarried? Would you know if he's remarried? Because I do feel remarried, or that he has a woman in his life.
It's kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm getting it. This is where the name is coming from. Would you understand that the name that I feel I'm getting something with names being passed down, and I feel like it's on the male side. Does that make sense to you? Well, there is a man coming forward. It's kind of funny because it's like I'm getting opposite sides with these two individuals that are on the other side. And it's like they almost really don't want to see each other, which is quite funny, but I can understand that because they are from opposite sides. But I want to say that this is a grandfather coming forward now. Okay? And he's the one mentioning the name. So he's like, his name has been passed down as well several times. Would you understand that? So I feel like he is either like the second or the third with this name. Does that make sense to you? He's saying that we're coming up on, we would have passed, we just passed his anniversary of his death. Would you understand that? He's saying he's also very close. This is so funny. They all relate like dates around other people, and he's saying that his birthday is very close to your mother's birthday. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Because I'm seeing an 11 again for him, and they're showing me 11, 11, 11. So I have to assume it's November. So I feel like it would be November when he was born. Okay. He's saying he lived a pretty good life. He's telling me like mid-80s. Would you understand that?
Okay.
He's very proud about education. So I feel like he would have been a very educated man, and he would have went to school. I feel degree with him as well. Would you understand that?
Okay.
I'm getting something with mechanics. I don't know if it's something with mechanics. So I don't know if he did something with mechanics or plans, something with plans. Okay. Would you know? Would you have known what he did? Something with mechanical drawings, or there's drawings, or he deals with drawings. But he's also telling me he's an entrepreneur. So I feel like towards the end he might have owned his own company that would have dealt with this. Does that make sense to you as well?
Okay.
Marriage. I get another grandmother here. I don't feel that she's in spirit. Would you understand that?
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting an M for this one as well.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting an M for this one. All right. So I feel like both of your grandmothers began with the letter M. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. He's very proud of the life that he's built, though. You know, he's proud of marriage. Like, I feel like he's a very, very committed man. So commitment is very strong for him. So like when he worked, he stood at the job a long time. And if he didn't stay there, it was to move to a better opportunity or to do his own entrepreneurial thing. So I felt like he was a very, very designated, committed man, and very about growth, and the best for the family. He's telling me that he would have been married 55 years plus if he was still here. So it's like he was a committed man, okay?
Yes.
He's saying wife is still here. So I'm assuming 90s. I feel 90s with her.
It's probably pretty close, yeah.
Okay. Still here, okay. And I get that not only was he that, but he was also like, I feel like volunteer work, a church man. Like he was just a very, very involved individual in everything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Vicky, thanks for joining, honey. So I just feel like he's like very involved in all this. But the end he's saying was a little lonely for him. So I don't know if he would know this, but I do feel like the end was a little lonely where he was not really living in the house towards the end. So he's showing me like a remote living. So I have to take that as maybe he was in a hospital or he was in some type of rehabilitation center towards the end where he would have been living. But I am being drawn to the south and I am being drawn to the East Coast. So I do feel like he was not living anywhere near where you would have been, but I do feel south. So I'm being drawn to like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida is kind of like where I'm being drawn to where he might have been or where he might have passed. Does that make sense to you as well?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to really be helping you a lot. I think he's been helping you, but I think that you need to open yourself up more spiritually. And if nothing, I hope this reading might start to do that for you, to just realize to call upon loved ones on the other side so that they can come and really work with you. They have so much more power on the other side divinely to do things behind the scenes to really get you to where you'd like to be. I always tell people, put problems in their hands and they can definitely help you and propel you to the next level. And I feel like because he was such a strong workhorse, a motivated man, all right, who really, really wanted to succeed. He sees a lot of that in you. It's just what I'm getting from him is that your approach or tactic is not executed properly. And that's why things might fall flat sometimes, all right? So it's just about really, again, that balance and getting that scale again for you, all right? And to just be, like, as you move forward now in life, you know what I mean? As we start to get older, to just be mindful of decisions and the way that we want to move forward. I do hear reinventing. I know that you mentioned it quickly, but I do hear reinventing. I do think that that's going to be really a great thing for you because I think it will help you now with everything getting back to normal to a certain degree, propel you to where you need to be. So I am getting the nod from grandfather that reinventing is a good idea and definitely something you should think about doing, okay? And I think I'm going to leave you with that. Oh my! I always go over. I always say 20 to 25 minutes, 37 minutes. I can't. I mean, once they start talking and I get this information, it's like, la, 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 you know what I mean? I can't even. Before I ask you any questions, thank you everyone for joining. If anyone is enjoying this, please follow Luxury. She's amazing. Please follow myself as well. We have all of our information in our links in bio and everything. We appreciate the support. If anyone would like a reading, I have all my information in the link in bio as well. Luxury. How did you enjoy this?
That was insane. Like, that's crazy. Because I was like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Which is saying something coming from me, because I always have something to say. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can you understand the messages that I gave you, though? I mean, I know some of it sometimes is a little hard to hear. Okay, we don't really want to hear it, but when it comes from someone getting information from the other side, you have to take it with an open heart because they only want the best for you to just make sure that you move forward in life with the right trajectory. And that's really what it's all about, okay? So I'm hoping that you can understand the messages and everything that were coming to you and that all resonates with you as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Great.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for doing this with me, and thank you for letting me be your first reading. I appreciate it. Hopefully it was a good experience.
Yes. Oh, it was a fantastic experience. Well, we could chat more later too, because if I start going, it's gonna turn into a 2 hours.
Absolutely. We can definitely talk about that. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to pull a card for you randomly, and then we're just going to kind of see what the information is. You're going to, a card fell on the floor. I love when that happens. Okay.
It said, not that one.
No, it's definitely going to be that one. All right. So the card that you got, now don't be alarmed. Let's just start off with that. Don't be alarmed. Okay. You got the card that shows deceit.
Oh.
Okay, so don't be alarmed. So this card comes up sometimes to let you know that there could be deception going on in your life at this time, okay? So it's about taking a look inward at yourself. And where is the deception really coming from? Is it coming from within you? Okay, is there something that you're lying to yourself about? It's about looking at the bag of valuables that you hold in your life, which could be your self-esteem, could be your happiness, could be your leisure time, could be your career, okay? And whether it's what your life or yourself will, it's about where is this bag going to take you and how are you going to adjust this bag, okay? Remember that the universe, okay, can only give you honoring experiences if your energy is not of self-deceit, all right? So you have to make sure that you're not deceiving yourself in any way. Remember to be true, to be honest with yourself and to be honest with others so that you can attract all of the beautiful messages in life that you need and everything that needs to come to you, all right? And that's what this card is basically saying. So it's about really honoring yourself, honoring your truth, honoring everything about you so that way you don't feel like anything that's inward or anything that's inside of you, like you're lying to yourself almost. You know what I mean? It's about letting it all go and moving forward with a whole new beginning. And I think that's where that reinvention comes into play for you as well, which I think is beautiful.
Good.
Hopefully that sits with you and you can understand that. Okay. All right. Perfect. Oh, somebody wrote here, Luxury's mom loved it. Trisha, thoughts?
Oh yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, thank you so much for watching. I hope if you're still here, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like a card, definitely can help you, honey. So this was such a beautiful time. Thank you so much for joining.
Of course. Well, anytime you've got a gap in your schedule, I will come back on. I'll do a completely different face without a beard and give you somebody you didn't know you met already.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even see the beard that much.
It's there. Good.
I can't even see it that much. I guess because it's so light-skinned and you painted so max, right? So, oh yeah, it's there. It's there. It's there now. Yeah, but the eyes are beautiful. My God, I love it. Beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The hair?
It's like I got beat up by Lisa Frank. Yeah.
I love that. That's a good way to put it.
Welcome to my drag.
I love it. Yeah. And yeah, if I'm ever out in California, hopefully we get to meet up. You know what I mean? I always like to say hi to everyone.
Come crash at the house. Come hang out. We'll go grab drinks and dinner and chill. And
love
show
it.
You the sights.
I love that. I love that. Where are you now in California? What part are you in?
Palm Springs.
You're in Palm Springs as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, a lot of Palm Springs queens, a lot of LA queens. I'm doing so much of California and I love it. I just love the LA people.
Yeah.
Love California. Yeah, they're so much fun. They're so much fun. They have a great vibe. You know what I mean? And they're all about this. But if I ever do have an opening, I'm thinking about maybe doing, a comeback with a few people again, like a revisit and all that. So I will definitely let you know.
Yep, I'll be here.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone for joining again. Please follow this beautiful queen, Luxury Liaison. She may be changing her name. I don't know what's going on. We'll have to see what happens, right?
Stay tuned for the reinvention.
Stay tuned for reinvention, okay? Stay tuned for my new show coming up next week. I have a little spinoff happening, so I'm really excited. I'll be putting a little teaser on my story, so it's going to be great. So anyone who is watching, definitely stay tuned for that as well. And thank you for joining another Reading the Queen. I love it. Thank you so much, Luxury. Send you off with love and light. And have a great one.
Same to you. And come on with us with cliffhangers.
Exactly. Right? Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more.
Love
and follow. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Wow.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.